Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to do first impressions on the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. I'm wearing it right now with a lot of other Fenty Beauty stuff that I really like and a couple of things that I am not very sure. Anyway, if you're interested, please keep watching. So I have my moisturizer on. You know that I use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, which is like a moisturizer and a primer together. I anyway personally don't wear primers and I don't believe in primers. I only wear a good heavy moisturizer on myself because I have very dry skin. Let's try the foundation. So this is the foundation and my shade is 290. So it's a 1-to-1 match between this one and the very first foundation they released, which is the Pro Filt'r Foundation. So I'm 290 in that foundation, and in this one also I'm 290. Sometimes I mix 310 when I'm kind of tan. Okay, one more thing I have to say is that this one is made for oily skin, but I would still wear it. I could still wear it. It does not dry out my skin. That's one thing I loved about this foundation. The finish is still so beautiful, and as I said, I don't wear it over a primer, I wear it over a moisturizer, and depending on how dry my skin is, I would mix it with an oil, like a face oil, but generally I don't even do that, and the foundation still looks so amazing on me. So this is the original one, the first one, and this one is the new one. And I'm going to apply this with my BH Cosmetics number 3 brush from the Poolside Cheek collection. I really like this one. Now Fenty came up with a brush, but her brushes are so expensive, so I just decided to use what I already have. Okay, first impression is that it feels quite hydrating. It has that same very light scent. Coverage is, I would say, medium. You can see the blemish. You can still see that. Yeah, the finish looks really nice. I'm not going to use a beauty blender on the other side. I'm just going to use my brush because I hardly use beauty blenders unless it's a full coverage foundation. So this, I would say, is a medium coverage foundation. So one pump is definitely not enough. I should have first put it on my face like how I did for the Anastasia one. I forgot. I was quite excited. Generally that's what I do, so that more product gets onto your skin more than it getting absorbed by the bristles of your brush. Okay, I think it's already oxidizing a little bit, which is okay for me because otherwise the shade is tad bit too olive. Looking from the screen, I think I really like it. It definitely looks a lot more luminous than the previous foundation, because the previous one takes about an hour for my skin to like react against it and release a bit of dewiness. But this one is automatically giving that nice radiant look, which I really like. Now because this is a Fenty Beauty review, I thought of using as many Fenty Beauty products as possible. So I'm going to use that concealer, even though it's not my favorite concealer, honestly. I'm sorry, Rihanna. I'm not a big fan. I hope she will release like a hydrating concealer too, because this one is too cakey for me. But it's full coverage, like damn full coverage. So you need like a tiny bit. And this one sort of dries quite fast, so you have to act a little fast. So I'm again going to use a BH Cosmetics brush. I'm really impressed by these brushes, guys. I will do another review with some of my favorite BH Cosmetics products. So I'm going to take this brush number 9. I'll just blend it. Now I do have the Fenty concealer brush and I really love it, but I use it on my clients because it's such a good brush. So I don't mix brushes, my brushes with my clients' brushes. I want to keep a separate brush set for myself. So one side at a time, and you can immediately see the difference, how lifted this side is. This blemish is such a tough one. So this one really like brightens up the under eye. The shade is again 290. I really like the fact that you don't have to worry about shade matching. If you're 290 in your foundation, your concealer is also 290. So that's brilliant. Because with even brands like MAC, the shades are so not consistent and it really bothers me. So before we move on to our powders, I want to use another favorite product from Fenty, and that's their matchsticks. So this one is a tiny bit too dark for me. This is truffle. Again, these dry quite fast, so you have to act a little faster. I'm doing it a little bit high. I actually like these more than the bronzers. I feel like these do a better job. Now I'm taking that same foundation brush. I do have double chin, so I like to contour here really well. So once I apply this and contour and bronze, then the foundation shade is perfect. It also allows it to get a little bit darker. That's something Fenty is famous for. So unless you know your exact shade of the Fenty foundation, I'd recommend you to do a wear test. So now I'm going to contour my nose. And to blend that, I'm using the concealer brush. So nose contouring can be a little bit tricky. So if you are a beginner, I recommend you to go a bit light-handed. But I love this brush, you guys. It's so good. So this is from the Poolside Cheek brush collection from BH Cosmetics. So good. You can buy the entire brush set for less than the price of a Fenty Beauty brush. So far I like how the foundation looks. It's like so good. I love it. I don't know how I'm gonna pick between this and the Anastasia one because both of them seem to be extremely good. And then we're gonna use the Fenty Beauty powder. This is not my favorite. I tried so hard to make it work. I think I don't like pigmented powders. I don't like colored powders. I think I like translucent, or worst case, I like banana powders. I should have got the shade banana, but Fenty website recommended cashew, so I got cashew. I don't know if you can see, like it immediately like dulled that under eye. But in a way I like it because I don't like really bright under eyes. But the problem with this powder is that it applies a little bit patchy. So I'm pretty sure you can see the difference. This kind of neutralized the brightness, which I like, but it applied quite patchy. This one came out last year. It was a limited edition product, but I'm pretty sure you can still get it. This I'm going to use a little bit of Sangria Sunset mixed with Mimosa Sunrise. These powders are quite pigmented, so whenever I use a very pigmented powder, I like to put it first on the back of my hand and then apply whatever is left. So this is the shade Sandcastle and this is Minted Mojito. I'm going to use Sandcastle with the BH Cosmetics number 5 brush. This highlight is quite intense. Again, it's not my favorite highlighter for everyday because it's too intense. And it's nice on the camera, but in real life you can see like chunks of glitter. Okay, so she also came up with a brow product which I didn't buy because I have so many brow products. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow and my eyebrows and basically the eye area of the camera, and I'll be right. Okay, so I'm back. I just did my eyebrows and I put a little bit of bronzer on my crease and some mascara. I don't have the eyeliner that Fenty released last year, and I had the eyeshadow palette, the Mark & Spice one, but I sold it because I wasn't really happy with it. I was not really like into her eyeshadow. I don't know. I'm like 50-50. I'm very indecisive when it comes to Fenty Beauty. But one thing I really love about her products is the lip paint. So this is a stunner lip paint and this shade is Uncuffed. Okay, so I'm done with the face. I'm done doing all my makeup for the day. And what do I think about this foundation? I think it's really good. I think I love it. I anyway loved, I still love the Pro Filt'r Foundation, but I feel like now that this is more hydrating and it looks more dewy, I like this one better, and I will obviously continue to wear this one. Still have a little bit left in my previous foundation, the first Fenty foundation. I don't know, like I can still make it work, but if you ask me, would I recommend this for dry skin? Definitely yes, because I have very dry skin. I know I say it like a million times, just in case you're new to my channel. Um, this foundation seemed to work really well, and I love how it looks like. I only wish I didn't put that powder all on my face. I wish I put my Anastasia one, but since it's a Fenty Beauty review, I wanted to use as many Fenty Beauty products as possible. And I also wanted to see if the powder worked on top of the hydrating foundation. And it's not as bad as how it looked on top of the original Pro Filt'r foundation. So, I mean, it did a good job. I think the foundation really did a job here more than the powder, because when I used that Fenty powder um, on top of this foundation, it made it look so dry. But this foundation alone did not look that dry. So this powder on top of the hydrating foundation seemed to be okay, but I'm not 100% happy with the powder. So I definitely use the foundation without this powder. Maybe I'll just use my Anastasia one. If you haven't watched my review on the Anastasia foundation, I will put the link in the description box. The highlighter might tone down after a while, but overall I'm very satisfied with my makeup today, so I will keep this. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you very soon. I will do a review between the Luminous foundation from Anastasia and the Fenty Hydrating foundation.